My name is Claire Kimball Johnson. I'm an architect and strategic designer based in Denmark. Today, I'll be presenting my project, Full Circle Renovations. It's a response to the European Commission's Renovation Wave for Europe, a strategy and a financial initiative that they announced just last year. The Renovation Wave for Europe aims to increase renovations across all EU member states by 2 times over the next 10 years. It's hoping to aim for sustainable renovations focusing on energy transformation, looking at how to really reduce CO2 emissions. Within this, they've also announced what they call the New European Bauhaus, which is a call for all European citizens to find a new way for the built environment to increase sustainability while both being aesthetic and also inclusive, trying to make renovations and the built environment more affordable for everyone in Europe. In Denmark specifically, where I'm based, there have been a few studies that have found that renovation specifically is extremely cost efficient. This has actually led to a huge amount of people being interested in renovations, which is great because sustainability within renovations is increasing. However, there have been some problems with it. Within Denmark specifically, where there's so much beautiful cultural heritage, there have been a few studies that have found that renovations actually 4 out of 5 of them are causing damage to cultural heritage. This is quite a problem. It means that the renovations are not holistic in nature. They're really focusing only on the energy aspects. The European Union says that in order to make renovations quite sustainable, we should look at certifications, making sure that we have a checklist to follow when we're doing these projects. Sustainability certifications, there are many, many of them, but they're actually extremely expensive, and some of them are quite difficult to follow. They're too technical for an average homeowner to really understand how to do them. The EU has tried to remedy this by coming up with their own framework, what they call levels, which is a sustainability framework focusing on deep energy transformation, which does take into account some parts of the social factors and the cultural preservation factors, but mostly it really is focusing on energy preservation. That's where full circle renovation comes in. It's a guide for sustainable reservations. Rather than a sustainability certification, it's a way of connecting architects and homeowners together to make them have a communication framework to talk about what is sustainability within a renovation. It's broken up into 4 aspects: environmental, economic, social, and cultural, which are then broken down into subcategories, trying to keep the idea of sustainability holistic, but also simplistic in nature, a way that homeowners can really understand what it is that architects can help them with when doing sustainable renovation. Each of these categories, of course, is very important to showcase what it is specifically that they are actually doing within a renovation project. For environmental, it's looking at the CO2 and energy consumption and trying to find a way of circularity within the project, of materiality as well as energy. Then we go on to economic. The economic factors, at least within Denmark, are one of the most prevalent measures for really having homeowners be convinced that renovation is a good way for them to go. Looking at the return on investment as well as the lifetime costs of the home. Architects can really showcase how a renovation project can be done for homeowners within this subject. Then the social aspects, health and well-being, how a renovation project can make a home better in terms of ventilation as well as daylight, as well as the functionality for the specific homeowners that are using this space. Then, of course, there's the cultural aspect. Cultural preservation and heritage is quite important to make sure that these homes are really going to be there for the long term, that they're really helping the wider cultural heritage last for a long time, as well as aesthetics, looking at how one specific home can really make an effect on the entire neighborhood of having a long-lasting, beautiful, and aesthetic effect. So full circle renovations looks at how we can use diagrams and straightforward descriptions to make sure that homeowners understand what sustainability is and try to make this communication between the technicality of architects and the communication styles needed. It is a web-based platform trying to connect architects and homeowners through example projects, as well as descriptions of how the guide can be used within renovation projects. It really is there to showcase how architects have used the guide to help homeowners realize their projects. It gives very detailed information about each of the project aspects, environmental, economic, and social, trying to give specific examples of projects where the guide has been used and how it was used by the architects to show the homeowners what sustainability really meant. The examples are both examples of projects that have been realized by architects, as well as trying to find examples within other homes that have used other sustainability certifications types. It gives both technical and diagrammatical examples, so both the architects can understand how to integrate these aspects into their projects, as well as for homeowners to understand what it is that their investment is really buying them. They need to really understand what it is that they're making a huge economic investment. What is it that they're getting in return? What are all of the benefits in the end for them? So Full Circle Renovations, it is a guide. It's not a sustainability certification. There already are so many of those. And as we've seen, most certification are too expensive. However, we would hope that homeowners would go on to then certify their home, either using the levels or possibly the active house framework, which is quite economical. If you want to learn more, you can go to renovatedenmark.com. Of course, this project for the moment is based in Denmark, but it can be brought out throughout all over the Europe and possibly even wider around the world. You can give feedback and also sign up for a newsletter to learn more about how the project is progressing. Thank you.